So it's not the end of the world. It got over its first hurdle the other night, so it's going to be like a little play area for kids, and then the parents could get a coffee or they'll have juice boxes or some little prepackaged snacks and things like that. That's the plan right now.
And it's for the whole space?
I think so.
Big space. That's good.
Yeah. Anyway. If you saw the new art hallway exhibit up, we have some nice watercolors down there.
I don't know. Do you want me to expand on that?
Sure.
Yeah,
Go ahead. Yeah.
Right, so I've been trying to get the high school, Old Saybrook High School, to show. So everything was going well, and then they needed frames. And I said, oh, well, we don't provide frames. Sarah finally came down to look at the hallway and said, oh, I need frames. It's not in my budget. I said, okay. I said, I'll mention it. We'll see what we can do. I don't know how much frames are, or I'm not an artist. I'm not sure what she's looking for in particular. But she did say Sarah B., the other art teacher from Goodwin, has artwork already in frames that was presented somewhere. I'm not sure where. So I reached out to Sarah B. and was kind of like, hey, any interest in having your little artist? And we'll be talking more about that. And then I do have a question. There are a lot of, in the Facebook, you might be from Old Saybrook. There are a ton of photographers that put up some of the most gorgeous pictures. So I like something. I am not a poster at all. I will read things I'll like. So how do I get in touch with these people? And one of them is a Kathy Christina King that puts out some stunning pictures. There's a few people there. How do I reach them? And I did it with that Beth Crawford, because she put a picture up that I zoomed in on and her business card was on it. So I called her. I feel like I'm stalking people. If I just start saying, hi, I'm Erica with the EDC, that it would go to spam, and they'd be like, what? Because I would kind of be like, I really don't know who you are. Do we have a way to, is there an official way? I mean, I don't feel very.
At certain points, we've had cards with our names on, but it's just, we haven't really done that lately. I mean, is that a strategy, or is that, I mean, do you have to buy 50 cards, or do you have to can you buy?
I just don't know. Do we have any way to?
If you have a list of people, I mean, I can just send a message out from you and it can come from here, and then you don't have to have your personal information.
Oh, that sounds good.
If they're posting on the Facebook, you just send them a message. Say account or something.
Yeah.
Face, and it'll take you to their profile page.
Okay. Is that DMing?
Yeah.
Is that what?
Okay. Someone said DM them. I said, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I
okay.
have no idea.
Yeah.
So I click
Instead of
on,
having to respond to their public post.
because I don't
Yeah,
want
'cause,
it
like,
to fall
she'll-
over.
She'll have her art thing there, and then in here will be her profile.
Right.
So if you click on her profile, it'll take you to her Facebook page. And then you can message her through Messenger
Okay.
right there.
It's just private between.
Yeah, just
Okay.
between.
That's
you
also
and
what I
her.
think what Jefferson.
Or come through the town.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
interested in them, like who are you? Like, I don't know who you are type of thing, like getting back
Yeah.
to me. Like I said, with Beth, I called on the phone. I said, I know this is gonna sound strange. And she was very funny about it, but I don't know about all these other people.
Well, the thing is, they're photographers, they're artists, they put their stuff out
Yeah.
there. They have to expect a strange,
Okay.
pleasant message.
I think for that to happen.
Absolutely,
Okay, 'cause
because they're
I-
reaching
all right.
out there.
So, but that is DM. So you hit their picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get their profile, get into that, and then message her.
Okay. I'm on it. There's a bunch of people. I mean, I have like 6 people
Yeah, this one made.
that have done, nice work. So,
Yeah.
all right. And we did say we would allow photography. Okay, that was
Well, and maybe if, these people are just sort of having fun out there and they have 1 or 2 pictures, if we have a bunch of photographers, we could just do like a little exhibit of local photography from the area or something like that.
okay. I might get with you because we might send it from the town, because then I could do it to a group of people and see who picks up on it. Okay. All right. I'll work on that. I'll get the names. I saw the guy at Founder's Park the other day,
Why?
because we taking pictures.
Oh.
Professional looking camera.
Opportunity.
Okay.
So the budget process, I think, is going well. And Susan, Erica, and Dave were able to be there, so it's always nice to have a few friendly faces to help support our cause. This year, for the first time, the town has asked for like a 5-year capital plan. And so, not wanting to leave any money on the table, I put a couple ideas out there. So the 16th, at 9 in the morning, I'll be presenting about a couple of capital projects. One would be some more holiday lighting, and the other is a town rebrand.
And this is what day?
It's the 16th, I want to say, at 9 a.m. So, we'll see how that goes.
You need backup there? Backup. Want some backup? Let's see.
Only if you want to. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel as high pressure for
Oh,
this
okay.
particular thing, but I could be wrong. It's the first year, so I guess I'm kind of
So
seeing.
where is it?
It's right in the
Downstairs?
conference room downstairs, yeah.
I
So
know,
do you
Dave
like-
sounds free too.
Do you have like a lighting plan where you'd like to see more lighting?
Yeah, so I had submitted a 3-year plan to the Board of Selectmen in the summer. I formed a holiday lighting committee, which had Brett Elliott from the Kate on it, who has a professional lighting background, so he's like a wonderful resource. Judy Sullivan from the Chamber was on it. A couple members of the Garden Club were on it, since, the Garden Club was sort of the trailblazers, with the medians, and, we want to have all their input. So, based on that, we put together a 3-year plan, and the sailboat and the lighthouse were one of the things from that plan, and also the additional lighting down like North Main Street and at that intersection there. And next year we'll probably replace the lighting on the medians and make it the warm white so that everything is cohesive.
That would be so nice.
Yeah. So anyway, the first time Carl was able to provide funding from some other source, and now they want it to be a little bit more structured in the budget. So we decided to put it in
So
capital.
who put the sailboat together in the lighthouse? It was great.
Yeah.
That came from a company called Bronner's in Michigan, which is like the Christmas capital of the world or something like that. They're like really into Christmas in Frankenmuth, Michigan or something like that. They're like well known for their Christmas stuff. And so a couple of the things that the Holiday Lighting Committee had decided they wanted to focus on were, one, the entrances to town. So if you ever come by the Mystic Market sign, you'll see that we decorated the
Yes.
signboard thing
That's
this
great.
year.
Yeah.
And when we get the new signboard at the other end of town, we'll probably do that there. And then also the town green, because that's where a lot of the holiday lighting activities come from. And then the committee wanted to sort of do something to differentiate Old Saybrook from other towns, and they felt like doing something nautical did that. And so, that's an actual replica of the outer light.
So you sent them like some pictures of what you wanted to see in it, and they put it together. I mean, it was really so nicely done.
Yeah, the sailboat is actually their normal stock lighting,
Uh-huh.
but the lighthouse was custom made for us
Nice.
after the outer light.
Yeah, I've heard lots of comments about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
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 So anyway,
And then you're talking about town rebranding.
yeah, this is something that I've talked about with Maria.
Like this is the town logo.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is it. So
Do we know
You
what
know,
it represents?
Yes.
It has
Stay in
some
Brook.
it has some historical significance,
Stay in-
yes.
Yeah, one
Of
guy's name
families?
is, one guy's name is Stay and one guy's name is Brook,
Um,
I think.
I mean,
I think, but if you don't know that and you see the shield, that doesn't tell you Old Saybrook.
Yeah.
That's history and significant.
that's the thing about it. Like, we recognize this shield as meaning Old Saybrook because we live and work here. But if you're just somebody who sees something about Old Saybrook, this does not even say the words Old Saybrook. So, it needs a little refreshing so that it can, but I mean, as I explained to, the Board of Finance Capital Committee, I mean, the logo is only one part of it. Like, a brand is, what we've been working on with Say Old Saybrook. It's an image. It's the story you want to tell about, your community. And so we've sort of got that down with Say Old Saybrook. We have something, in place for each of our major events now. But for the town as a whole, even though it benefits from those pieces, that's like the missing link right now. So, we want to sort of rope that in so that everything is going to be cohesive, that everyone's using it the same way, that it's, telling the story that we want to tell about the town. So we'll see.
So I opened this at home because you had sent it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so good. It really is great.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing a really good job. Yeah, and we're just proceeding with some work down at Saybrook Point, trying to get ready for implementation of the Trails Grant. Hopefully we'll get our DEP permit in next. We were approved just this week for the accelerated approval process, so that's awesome. Because it's the difference between 6 months and a year to a year and a half.
So will this be under construction this year if it goes on plan, or this is the approval planning?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'll get back to you. I'll get back to you.
Everybody wants it sooner rather than later.
I mean, to be honest, even though we were awarded the Trails Grant, I think it was last spring or summer, we still haven't gotten the official contract. So luckily we have work that needs to be done that the town is paying for, but we can't spend any of the grant yet. So we just keep moving forward on this piece. That's about it on my report, unless anybody had any questions.
Being none, we'll move on to regular business and approval of minutes of this December 12th. Can I have a motion to,
I make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
thank you, Erica. Second,
Second,
thanks, Liz. All right, I take a couple minutes to review it if you haven't had a chance. Okay, Paul's ready. All in favor of
Aye.
approving? Opposed? Abstentions? Okay.
Excuse me, shouldn't Casey be promoted to panelist?
She declined.
Oh,
Nick, you weren't here last month.
no, I abstained.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear.
So Sandy and Nick abstained.
Still showing Casey as
Yeah, I waved.
the panelist.
Oh,
Okay. So, do we hear from, Casey? Otherwise, I have two, one, two, three, four, five, six. I have 4 yeses and 2 abstentions, right?
She didn't want to do. Okay. I just want to make sure she could talk if she wanted.
Okay,
We should check into that because I think you can approve the minutes if you weren't at the last meeting, if you read them and approve them. But I mean, I'm not an attorney, but I think that that has been a question that comes up every once in a while. So maybe we can find out.
I think you can, but you can choose to abstain also.
You can, but I choose to abstain because I wasn't part of the conversation, so.
okay, the motion is approved. 4 yeses. All right. Thank you all. We got that straightened out. Correspondence and announcements,
We don't have any
Jennifer,
in the
anything?
packet.
Okay. And then we're down on marketing report and we have do you want to make any comments on this?
I'm happy to answer any questions that I can, if anybody has, them on this. Right now, we're working on, well, here's, there's our normal calendar and then, the photography update. Some examples of the, social media postings where we were trying to promote the calendar and events.
By the way, did you get, I think you said that the videographer and the photographer did get to the Starlight Festival.
Yeah.
Did you see any of the work
I did see some of the photography, but I haven't seen everything. I have to look and see if, it's all been uploaded to the dashboard. It wasn't originally, and at that point, he hadn't done the, torchlight yet, or
Oh,
some
he
of
did
the
torchlight,
holiday
okay.
light.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
because we had no professional photography with torchlight.
Yeah, never did.
And even though it's not our event, we're very well known for it as popular, and so we really needed some to add to our stuff for that,
That's
so,
great.
yeah. So I haven't seen all of it yet, no.
I'd like to see the torchlight.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't have any pictures of me taking the shot. Gotta carry a little warmer upper while you're out there.
It was really cold.
And then this was just an example of some of the social media we have been using, and unfortunately, you can't appreciate it here, but this last one, the one that's rectangular, is like a little mini video, and it was really good. It was like for shopping in town, shopping local. That was my favorite thing they did. for the
that got up
holiday
to
season.
my daughter-in-law in Boston.
Really?
Oh, yeah. She's like, Erica.
So funny.
She goes, I
It's
like.
nice to live in a place where your kids like to come, isn't it?
Yeah, so this, picture of the lighthouse here, this is what, I don't remember if we talked about it last time, but so when we debuted the website, we had all that beautiful fall photography, and it was a great way to promote Old Saybrook in the fall. And we've since switched it up to holiday, but we really don't want to have to switch out photography like every season or every few months. It's very labor intensive. So we want to have sort of a little more evergreen look to the site. And so they're working on doing, like, it's going to be a video. It's not just going to be static. And so hopefully that will be up pretty soon, and then we'll transition over to that more evergreen look and, instead of the seasonal look. And this is just to sort of, talk about the fact that what I've agreed on with Miranda Creative is normally I meet by phone with them, or like by video conference, twice a month. So one of those meetings is going to be about messaging, and the other one's going to be about website every month. And that way we thought maybe we can keep a better handle on pushing various projects along by doing it that way. So we'll be starting that this month and hoping to keep developing the website. And then for this slow time of year, we were trying to think of, what could we do to use our dollars wisely and sort of encourage people to come out and about, and Old Saybrook Strong Restaurant seemed like a good place to start. So that's kind of going to be a little bit of our focus right now. Let's cold. Why should you come out? And
That coffee looks really good.
yeah,
Is
that's Ashlon.
Yep, you can tell.
So,
there any thoughts about doing something in regard to our advertising about the Chili Festival? That's kind of, right in the center of a lull period of time,
yeah, we usually support the chamber on that. We've promoted it on our social media in the past. We also put some advertising dollars towards it last year. So I'm sure that will be part of our spring campaign.
It's pretty popular. I mean, we've gone every year.
That Chili Fest.
Chili Festival, yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're looking for chefs and sponsors right now. So that's it for marketing.
We have any data on how the website is doing, we don't get some like the social media stuff.
Yep.
Trying to see that or the drive data.
Yeah, I mean, we do have,
Here, I was curious here for the next time.
yeah, I'll ask them to add that for the next report, some website traffic
Like-
statistics.
What, yeah, combined with the rest of the sort of impression. Data
Right.
again, so. That would happen.
Yeah.
Anything else on marketing? All right, we'll move down to new business.
I think that we maybe got about, I want to say like 6,000 visitors to the Starlight website, but I could be confusing that with something else, but. I'll have them do that for February.
Before we talk about that, at a longer, the EDC awards, I just said I would just show you this as new business. We
Oh.
talked about bags for Old Saybrook.
Oh, yeah.
So this is, it's a plastic bag, but it's really, like you would know if someone was carrying it. I mean, they're distinctive. And on the back, it says reuse this bag. So it may be plastic, but it's reusable. And there's this, thing about, that it's plastic, but reusable. And so we could, I think, have people put stickers on here, or, like, instead of having it embossed, which there would be a huge number that would have to be done. We could have, something that we put on it every time there was an event or every time we wanted to use it. And the cost is, checked it today. I want to be sure I've got the accurate numbers. Yeah, 200, a box of 200 for $85.24 plus shipping. So, again, I don't have a vested interest in this, but it just seems like it's flexible because we could add to it and we wouldn't have to spend a huge amount of money. And, we'd see people walking around town with these, so they would be distinct. And blue's kind of our color. So that's my, and you can, I guess, kind of.
It's a similar bag to what Walmart used about a year and a half or 2 years ago. I don't know if they used it up here, but in Walmart, I use this in Rhode Island. And they had them there, and I still have maybe 3 or 4 of them in your collection of bags that you have in your car all the time that you forget to reach for when you go in the store.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Anyway.
So they do, they do last, I mean,
They were pretty sturdy.
yeah,
I know which ones you're talking
yeah,
about.
it was a gray with
Gray,
some green
Yeah.
logo on it.
I thought, oh, these are good, and we didn't have to pay for them.
It says this bag is made in the USA.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
The bag can be reused at least hundred and 125 times. The bag is 90% recycled content, including 40% PCR, whatever that is. This bag is made with 50% green energy. This bag is recyclable in your supermarket bin. This bag is sanitary, waterproof, and contains no harmful metals. So,
Let me ask you a quick question. What we would be buying would be a pre-printed bag on one side or?
yeah, it just would be pre-printed with this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then to get printing on this side, you have to do a huge number.
Yeah.
And it would be expensive.
Yeah,
So-
we just use stickers.
All right.
Um,
All right, so we'll move on to, the EDC awards. I think probably many of us are familiar with it, some not so because you haven't been on the committee. I remember that, I was on the commit, on the EDC when we did the one in 2019. And I was on when we did the 22, but I was COVID infected and never was able to show up for it.
so I have to
Yeah.
look like that.
This is good to give us this list of how we've done and when we did it so far. I think, I talked to, Jennifer a little bit about this. I was thinking that this might be, something that we would like to, get a volunteer committee to work on, you know, maybe 3 or 4 of us. I would think that, you know, I'd love to have volunteers, you know, unfortunately, I'm retired, so I don't get involved in too many business things here, so I'm not sure what, you know, I mean, I know the businesses I use, you know, frequent here, but I'm not quite sure of the history other than the 8 or 9 years I've lived in town, so. I
I
think,
remember going to the 2022 award ceremony at the Duffy Pavilion, but I don't know how they got picked.
There was a subcommittee, I think Nick was on it, and then a former commissioner, and I'm not sure who else. And they had done a list of things. From what I can tell, and Nick, you can jump in, the Excellence in Business Award seems to have traditionally sort of been awarded to very long-term businesses in town.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it
So,
was David Cole and myself
that's right.
that was on the previous committee.
and I did find in Susie's records, which I didn't include here, until we got started, some listings of longer term companies in the town, that I think had been used to help make some of those choices.
So one that we forgot is Pizza Palace. Because we honored Luigi's for 40 years. Pizza Palace has been here for 50 years. And they have great moussaka pizza. And well, once COVID came along, we started to go there more. And then we still continue to go there pretty regularly. And they seem to do a really good business, and the inside of their shop, or their restaurant, it has a really nice, like old feel to it. And, you know, so they really have like Greek pizza and that kind of, feel. So I would really like to nominate them and think we
Okay.
should include them.
Nick, would you be interested in serving on the committee again? Nick?
Yeah, I'll take, yeah.
Yeah, because you run into a lot of people in your business, and Liz, you've got a good history in the town, so maybe we would have you to be on that too.
Sure, I'd be glad to
Yeah.
do that with Nick.
Do we have any other volunteers? I think maybe one more would be good, in case we have to. But, great, Sandy, that's super.
Okay.
Alright.
And I have a couple ideas for the John Baldoni Award too,
Oh,
that we
good.
could discuss, so. I don't know if we want to just get together at some point, or we can even do it virtual and sort of bat around some ideas, or. how you
That
guys-
would be a good idea.
Okay. You're not available during the day, are you, Liz?
I retired and I
Oh.
am very available.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I didn't know if
Join
I
us
liked it or
moms.
not, but man, it's just fantastic. Liking it much more than I imagined.
It seems like you're always busy, or you will find it
You'll find, yeah.
in less time than enough that you're gonna always be busy. All right, so we're set to move ahead on that. And you also have some thoughts on the
So I can send around to the committee the list that I found in the office that has some of the longer term clients on it. I mean, not businesses, and maybe that could be a place to start along with this nomination by Liz. And then we could talk about the Baldoni Award too. I have a couple suggestions for that.
Great.
That one not been given since 2015. I'm just gonna table here.
As
Those
far,
are examples.
as far as what I could find, so I went back and it doesn't seem like that one has been given in a while, so.
Hmm.
Maybe, since then.
And I'm not sure why, but
I don't know either.
I think there's a lot of change. And we're gonna
2.5 years.
say, come back. It's a change, and then we're gonna change the way we did. And a lot of people falling off, which are her. And new people coming in, a lot of stuff falls by the wayside and doesn't become a priority. Again, if you're coming in, you want to start saying, okay, you're volunteering for, this committee and that committee. So it's what it's, but, we can get back on track.
The other thing is, so, Chris Costa from the Land Use Department, approached me, and the Architectural Review Board is giving out their awards this year. They do it every 5 years. And I think she was interested in potentially partnering with us. So I said I would discuss it with you guys, whether or not, if we did an awards day like we did the last time, do we also want to have the Architectural Review Board awards given? Do we not want to do that? I mean, again, they're every 5 years, which it happens to fall this year too. Right now, we're every 3 years for the Excellence in Business Awards. I don't know if we want to push it out to every 5 years. I think that might be a long time. I understand why they have for the award that they're giving, but so something
Well, I think
to
it would
think
be
about.
nice to do it this year, see how it works.
I would vote for having it combined.
Yeah, I think so too. I was on the Architecture Review Board for 6 years, and it was a really nice event.
Mhm.
And they gave like a framed picture that would have the building in it and some note about, what it was given for.
Mhm.
So, and then the other thing is that, they're like 4 awards from them maybe. And we would have maybe 3 awards or 4. So it's just sort of like, yeah, I think that group is really nice to have it together and
Mhm.
celebrate.
It makes it a
It'll
bit,
make it a better attended
Exactly.
event.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So are you also interested in making our awards every 5 years to match up with them, or?
Not
I
necessarily.
don't think we have to make that decision right
Yeah,
now.
I think that's something to think about.
Yeah.
But 5 years seems like a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, we could do, 3 years and 2 years or something like that, depending on what's happening in town.
Yeah.
all right, so I'll tell her that we'd be interested in partnering
When
with
was it?
them for the awards.
Yeah.
And
When- see how it works.
I don't think she cares. She'd be happy to do it on our timetable to
Okay.
be included with us.
Sometime this year.
Yes, this year, it would be
Yeah.
this
They
year.
just want us to plan the event.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
We're planners.
Bring the Italian cookies from Middletown.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it's a matter of, because they're ready. They know who they're gonna give their awards to already. So they just have to have their plaques made and such and announce when it's gonna happen. We're not quite that far along yet.
We organize.
Yeah. So, okay, perfect. And, you know, in the meantime, if people have suggestions, obviously, let me know, or one of our new committee members know. And I'll send out the other stuff, and then maybe we can pick a time that will work for all of us to get together.
All right, down to old business, Main Street Piano. I'm glad, oh, I had a question on this. Do we have a piano bench with our piano?
Not that I know of. I don't know what happened to the old bench. When I was looking at the picture, I thought,
Yeah, that was an old bench. Yeah.
we need a bench.
You need a bench?
Yeah.
I might have one.
You're the right person.
You might have.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't include the bench because I don't remember seeing a bench there. And I think the bench is still in the house. So
Okay.
Oh, great.
if it is, I'll let you know, Jennifer.
Cool. Yeah, maybe got us the piano.
Got us the piano?
But when I pulled up the picture from the other year, I was like, would be a good idea to have a place to sit.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if there's someone who really knows how to play piano.
Yeah.
They want to sit down.
This is a very classy looking piano.
I know, this is fancy.
Yeah. So anyway,
Is this a Walter piano?
I mean, so I guess my thought was we send out a notice saying, hey, we're looking for artists. And this is sort of what we do when we send out RFPs, like, you know, you put it out to the general public, but you also kind of send it out to people who you think would be interested also. So that was my thought. I thought we'd start there, and if you guys agree, and if you like this format, or if you have suggestions, then we can go from there. But,
I think it
and,
was really well written and very clear and, you know, encouraging to people who might want to participate.
do you guys feel that it's fair to pay for the materials and then expect that the work be done, you know, on a volunteer basis in exchange for promotion?
I think they should have an honorarium, maybe, you know, like,
$400.
what?
I was saying like a couple $100.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and call it an honorarium so that, you know, it would be like, we want to honor your artwork and promote your work.
And they can certainly sign it, you know.
Yeah, that's right. A signed piece of art.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's good to offer at least some payment, otherwise
Yeah.
you're.
Right.
But I actually think it's gonna take them, you know, a day to paint a piano, they could probably create some other art in that day.
Right.
But who
So
the
you have
artist
to
is, they
plan
sell
it.
it for, yeah, thousands of dollars.
The other thing is, it's gonna have to be on, I mean, we don't have to figure it out tonight. On some kind of holder that, those piano legs are very delicate, you know?
Yeah, so I've already talked to our Director of Public Works about it, and he said they would be happy to put it on some more heavy-duty casters for us and make it,
So you move
Sturdier
the
to
whole thing
roll
on
along.
that, yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw that.
It
you
has to
were-
go over a little bit of a
Right.
lip in the
Yeah,
entranceway of Fred Astaire's studio.
and the other thing is we better measure the width of it. I mean, it looks like it should go through the door, but it would be a shame to do the work and not be able to get it through the door.
That's a good point.
Anybody check
Yeah,
how wide is the door to first?
yeah, I mean, it's
Judy,
just,
Fred Astaire, we're gonna, widen you.
yeah.
Does this have a cover or is this just?
Yeah, actually, the fella who runs the studio took me in and showed me he has a cover. The cover was saved rather, and the piano just kind of through weather and
Disintegrated.
disintegrated, I guess is a good,
Pretty impressed it was there for as long as it was.
yeah.
I mean, and we wanted.
Well, he seems to be,
To
he
be
seemed to
set up.
have taken it under his wing, whether it was official or unofficial, but he was happy to talk with me about it. And then he took me into, to the studio and showed me up on the shelf, the piano, nice, heavy, thick, cover,
Yeah.
It dropped down right to the ground, so,
what was I just saying?
sorry,
One more-
sorry.
No, that's all right. I'm just thinking out loud. All right, so I should probably put the amount of the honorarium in the letter.
Yes.
Is there any, I mean, Mike, mentioned $200, whatever you guys wanna propose, happy to put in here.
Okay, I'll just say, what about 400? Is that too much or is that, I mean, that's kind of much in a way that seems more appealing than 200.
I mean, we have some idea with material, I was wondering, it's like a $500 total budget, including materials, but I don't know,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know what the materials are gonna cost for other stuff
Yeah.
we would have to pay.
I don't either, because,
Like, are we paying for the casters or is that, town's just gonna absorb it somewhere else?
I mean, Public Works would probably want me to pay for that, so,
Excuse.
Or $300? I mean, like,
so we're gonna have the paint. And then.
Do we have, is this like something where you would give, say books, or would it be just cash?
I do have savings too, actually. That we could use,
And Saybrook you can use anywhere in Saybrook, basically, right?
anywhere that is signed up to use
Okay.
them, but there's like 50 places.
Yes, I was gonna say,
Not
yeah.
every business.
But it's a pretty, I mean, there's a lot of restaurants and stuff
Yeah.
on it.
That's a good idea, because I do have Seabucks.
We would juice it up.
Yeah, because then you
Small
can
cash
kind of,
award and a bigger say bucks.
Like, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, that would be
Might-
really good.
Yeah, I would think that, the suggestion if we want to stay within a $500 budget, I would say that $300 would probably cover, because I don't think the casters and the paint,
Yeah,
the person who we get is gonna have the brushes and everything,
yeah.
so.
And then, we had talked about, I mean, I'm not an authority on this, but after it's painted to like put some kind of,
Sealer,
Sealer.
yes, over it. And I don't know how much that costs.
In
A
here you
boat
say
dealer.
something about submitting what they perceive to be doing.
Yeah,
I think has a fairly good bearing on how much you want to pay. If they're just gonna come in and slap some art deco thing, which really doesn't take much time, probably worth telling. How much do you want to pay for that versus someone coming in and doing a little more detail?
well, my thinking is that we should at least promote ourselves in this with this, say, Saybrook, in some way,
Yeah, something like
Oh,
that theme on the piano, so,
that there's a theme, the theme is
Yeah.
say, old say.
yeah.
So instead of just submit a vision, submit your vision for a sale.
Yeah.
Saybrook.
Yeah, or,
Yeah.
Piano or.
or say, Saybrook, say music or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, music.
We always said we had to have the Fred Astaire logo, so there's a few
Yeah.
requirements you have to make, the Fred Astaire logo,
Yeah.
like they did say music or say old Saybrook.
You can sign these things.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's good.
And we also have to give credit to Fred Astaire.
Yeah.
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 For their assistance with it.
That's right.
So-
Yeah, so where do you think that would appear, like on the piano itself? I mean, someplace, it could, there's,
I mean, I was thinking that all of these elements would be part of the painted design.
Yeah,
So
I-
this is
Right.
part of what they have to
right,
Yeah.
envision with their artistic
Yeah.
minds.
And maybe, yeah, if they have the bench, they can put something there too.
yeah,
Yeah.
Don't want to give them freedom to
Kind of put it where they
Yeah.
want
their
it.
own.
Yeah.
style. That's part-
Exactly.
For those that we're hiring, I think it's restricted, like, well, they have to be this big, they gotta be on
No,
the front.
it's-
and on the
it's-
side. We don't- I don't think we want to get to that level.
No, like, like a where,
Include.
Yeah, I like the idea of like some kind of a theme, that they could have to be a state, so say Old Saybrook, it's Old Saybrook theme. You can take that any way you want to.
I like
As an artist.
same music.
Same music, yeah, I don't say that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Do you think it would be helpful for
Yeah,
them
I, here's guy, you know.
to have a picture of this piano and other piano examples so they get the idea that they
Well-
can be playful with it, you know?
I meant for them, for this solicitation to include, a picture of the previous piano and the piano also. Just so they could see what we had, what we're working with now. Cause I think that's only fair. And my only question was to, should we just leave it up to them to show us how they're gonna do it, or should I try and get some kind of plain illustration that they then can sort of fill in? I wasn't
I don't
sure.
think-
I think leave it to them.
Yeah.
Just give them this picture and then let them do a
Yeah.
sketch for us.
And you
Yeah.
got like, you know,
Because
Sketch, or not, then they show up, once you try to put that on the three-dimensional piano,
it might be a little weird, so yeah.
Okay.
that's just gonna do one of those like wraps that you put on the car. Wrap, yeah.
yeah.
And the other thing is, you know, the people who made the chairs that were around town that the chamber did, I know I referred to one guy who was like number 21. I really liked his
Yeah.
chair. But I mean, so there were quite a few chairs. And so maybe, you know, those people could get a special mailing of this, you know, they would
Yeah.
be likely
You had a
candidates.
list.
I have Judy Sullivan gave me like a USB stick. And I can see them all, but only a few of them tell the name of the artist. So I think I have to go back to her and
Yeah.
ask for the artist. And I'm not sure, I think also well, I don't know if it's important to you, but I thought we could maybe give preference to old Saybrook artists but I don't know if you want to do that or not, or if you just want to have
That
an
could be part of
artist.
the application, that's like, explain your connection to Saybrook.
Oh, you could just say, what's your connection to Old
Yeah,
Saybrook? You
and
wouldn't
then
have to
either I
really-
live here, my parents live here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
Something
idea.
here,
Alright.
then that could be one of the criteria we look at.
Explain your connection to.
Do like your design, but somewhere else.
Yeah.
You're from Westbrook.
Yeah.
The poor person.
One thing I did was think, we have those two murals, I don't know, reaching out to either of those artists might be another. I think one of them isn't even from like the state.
Oh, the one on the side of the river.
Yeah, I think they were like.
They were very
Yeah.
famous supposedly
Right.
that they've done
They
a
probably
lot of
wouldn't come
those,
to
yeah.
our piano.
But you know what, they didn't.
But the one,
consider-
the other one, I think
Yeah.
is from New London. or-
Yeah.
There was something
But they
on
didn't
Facebook.
consider that there would be like, things outside in front that would cover the person's partial face, you know? Like, I mean, it's sort of like you have to plan that there's gonna be a generator or
An air vent or
an
something.
air vent.
Well, they have, it's the propane.
Oh,
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know if you can do that somewhere else, but I always thought it was kind of strange they put that there.
Yeah.
You know, after the work was done on the side of the River Mart, and then they put that back there. It's like, oh,
Right,
that's not the best.
I mean,
Hey, you know.
it might not be such an issue.
But exactly, I mean, they gave the guy a blank wall. I don't think he
Right,
realized something was
same way
coming
we
back there.
leave things back after it's done.
Whatever.
Do you think these timeframes are reasonable? Submit your design by March 1st and then, expecting the work to be done by May sometime?
Well, you're giving them.
We decide at the March meeting who's gonna
Yeah.
get the contract or whatever.
That sounds all right.
Don't know how long it takes to paint a piano.
Less than it takes to take a mural.
Yeah. Some of the murals they go like a day. The artist works different speeds.
All right, so I'll make these adjustments, adding the same music, say Old Saybrook as one of the criteria. Telling them that there'll be an honorarium. I should tell them it includes painting the bench and the piano, I guess.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I did put that in there. Okay.
So the honorarium would be $300. And what do you want to include about? Say bucks, why say bucks?
I mean, the honorarium could be in Saybucks.
Yeah.
Or,
You could just say there's an honor. You
yeah,
can just say it, and then we can figure out how we wanna.
And include some of Saybrook. I think we should give the money, but I think the advertising for the restaurants would be great for the Saybrooks.
Should there be a cap on the materials? So we will pay for materials. Like, I'm getting too technical. It's like, oh yeah, my paint was $1,000.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so like $300 and
What I don't know,
$100
like, I said we will pay for materials. I don't, or do we
Yeah.
have a
up
bigger
to
honorarium, but
$100 of materials.
you need this.
I mean, I have no idea.
I don't either.
Paint or any of that stuff costs, so
It seems like $100 would be plenty, but
Or
if you
could they
have
say
a
how much
lot
you-
of colors.
how much you think it's gonna, what,
Yeah, no,
I don't know. If you say to that, well, how much we'll pay for materials
Up
up
to,
to, or, let us know how much the material, in your proposal, let us know how much the materials will be.
or you don't even talk about the material.
Yeah.
It says we'll provide an honorarium, like. You get paid some amount.
An honorarium for time and materials.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, that's good.
They don't have to
So
come
then
with
you
an
could do-
estimate. and-
Or then you could do cash and say bucks.
Yeah.
I think we should do,
Yeah, cash
The
and
Saybucks,
say bucks, yeah.
yeah,
Cause I think the say bucks is, kind of keep things in the town. a little bit.
exactly.
I
The
mean-
other thing I wonder if you should say is that, and I don't remember if you did say it actually, but that we expect to put some kind of protective coating on it.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
it does
That the
mention
town will take care of. I mean, the town can apply it,
Can,
shall.
I mean, like, it's somebody's, I mean,
In some
artwork,
ways,
they-
yeah, it almost like asks you the recommendations, like how they would, because depending on what you paint it with,
Yeah,
different
Yeah,
sealers
'cause they may
might
say-
not
yeah.
be compatible.
yeah, okay.
yeah, I kind of feel like maybe they should be
But
part
the-
of
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, as long as they'll,
Or at least tell us what we should use.
yeah, like I've used this kind of.
We don't
paint,
want it to
this is the
start
best
peeling
thing.
in 2 months. Yeah.
We know like what,
I apologize, I didn't read this document. Do you specify that the piano is gonna be outside and subject to the elements?
Yeah, it says
Yeah.
additional weather resistant.
Yeah.
It does, okay.
So a part of me is reluctant to leave it completely open-ended because some of the artists that are on the list, I think would expect more money than others. And so I think we need to do a little bit to make sort of the range clear, so that there's not a misunderstanding. I don't know.
In the honorary monument.
And
Yeah, the materials in the honorarium. So I don't know if we need to say, our budget is $500. We hope that that will cover materials and an honorarium for your time. Just to lay it out there, and if they're like,
we'll reimburse for materials up to this amount, and we will provide an honorarium.
No idea how much materials will cost.
Yeah,
the thing is,
and it could, depending on the parent, they might have existing stuff, so how do you expect?
because like a gallon of paint is like, what, $80 now?
But if you think they put a base color on it, that's what I'm thinking they're gonna do is put a base color
yeah,
and then freehand things.
right,
And maybe a couple different colors.
yeah, and if they use some different colors, those little colors could add up in cost.
Right.
Oh,
Or
I
they
guess
could
you
have-
could-
they
We wouldn't be buying gallons.
Or
of
but they
paint.
could have their paint, because they get it
Oh, yeah.
from an art supply company or something. So they may know the colors they want to use, so they have them. So you're kind of reimbursing them for what they have. It's not like they're gonna go to the paint spot and pick up their paint. That's because I think they have their own brushes and stuff. So I think you're just saying you're gonna reimburse them.
But for the, I guess for the chamber, were those, did the chamber pay for them? Were those like donated by the artist? Do we know how they?
I can ask
I'd
them,
be-
actually, that's a
I'd
good
be
question.
curious, like how,
What was that?
because we got the list of artists that did with the rocking chairs.
Yeah.
Oh,
For the chamber, I'm like, I don't know if did the chamber pay the artist, or the artist just donated on
Well,
themselves.
I guess I don't.
I'd be curious to see how they, because some of the stuff is like, how do you technically do a project like this?
Yeah.
Never done one, so.
Wasn't the chairs a charity event?
Yeah,
Well, they raffled them off afterwards, yeah, so.
I thought.
My suggestion is you put in a budget amount and say that includes time and materials.
Yeah,
I think the Saybrook's idea is great because I'm a big fan of them, but I think that just complicates this. I would just say a flat figure, and that includes your time and your materials.
Do you have an amount you think would be,
No,
okay,
I think the $500 is good.
Okay.
how much? I thought, yeah, when you guys were saying two, I thought five, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
probably, if you're like hiring an artist to do this, you probably have to pay them a lot more than that.
Yeah.
but-
I
Well, we're
think,
gonna give them
Promotion
promotion
and
to,
other
right, yes.
Incentive.
All right.
right,
And I would think that we would reimburse Public Works. That's something that probably we would have Public Works do, the casters and so forth, rather than an artist do that, you know, that's more of a mechanic type of thing, you know.
And I think that once the piano is
I'm trying-
ready, that we should have like a pop-up event.
Yeah.
And see if we can get, you know, some people who know how to play the piano who'd be willing to come out and demonstrate it and all that.
A little publicity.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
We have a little, like a
The
little table.
school, the high school,
I was
or
gonna say.
junior high, or grade school.
and Fred Astaire can come out and dance.
Yeah,
We could
perfect.
have
That'd be
some,
the best.
and in the spring, we can have some, bring some, you know, whatever. Beverages, please.
Okay, but I think we have to like have pretty much the decisions made because March 1st is going to be here really
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, so I'm gonna add to the list of requirements, sort of this say music, say old Saybrook, so that's in keeping with our thing. I mean, did everybody like sort of the idea here that it should add character and whimsy, incorporate the logo, kind of representative of the spirit of old Saybrook,
Incorporate the logo. What logo?
Fred
Fred
Astaire's
Astaire.
logo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if there's anything else you wanted to include. And at first I was thinking, oh, well, you know, maybe they would do something that really spoke about Old Saybrook, but then this one was just sort of fun. Play me, I'm yours. So I kind of think if we put some of those ideas, different ideas out there, then the artist they could go with something like this, or they could go with something with a lighthouse on it, whatever. I don't know.
It could be really simple.
Yeah. So it's up to them, kind of.
But I like the idea of say music.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I'll add that. I'll add that, you know, we have a budget of $500. And explain your connection to Old Saybrook
Yeah.
in your application. Anything else? Did I get everything? Okay.
Or does the high school art department get a little thing? Because if they get $500, they can buy their own frames. So there you go.
Actually, my husband found a great place for cheap frames. I mean, if you really want to get it, but you know, what they could tell you, like how many frames are 8x10s and how many are,
Yeah, I'm gonna talk back to Sarah and see what she says.
yeah. Well, yeah, it
Yeah, I
sounds
don't-
like you could get other
I don't know if she's talking
paintings
8
that
by
are framed.
10 to, yeah, I don't know what. She just said frames.
Well, when this is done, I
Yeah.
can forward it to the commission, and then, you know, if you guys run into people who you think would be interested, you know, you can also distribute it.
Could the high school, would that be a problem having some high school kids do it?
I think they just have to submit and if they're
Yeah.
chosen, but not,
Yeah.
I wouldn't go there. I mean, the ones I've seen are really well done by an artist and maybe the high school would have a really great artist, but when my daughter was in high school, I thought she was a really great artist, but I think we're, you know, aren't we going for like maybe, well,
Well, they can submit it, but that, I
Yeah.
mean, you know,
There's
Yeah.
no, they can't, they can apply.
yeah, exactly,
They got a good idea and we like it, great.
right.
Oh, maybe I should say submit,
So,
examples of your work
Yeah.
too.
yeah.
Examples of your other work.
Especially if it's like outside painted.
Right.
Yeah, especially weather resistant design. Okay, all right, I can add that too. And I'll actually talk to the chamber and just to get an idea of how theirs worked, just to see if they have any other like
Yeah, tips of how they
suggestions.
go about.
Yeah.
it.
Like, oh, we wish we had included this information, what have you.
You don't want to scare people away by making it too much, but you don't want to have
Yeah,
not enough in
exactly.
there that.
Yeah.
There's no hassle. Using that fire expectation.
Yeah, I don't want you guys to get bored in the new year.
Well, good.
All these other assignments.
Art hallway, I think you had said we were still looking for some fill-ins.
Yeah.
We talked about it, right?
Yeah, we're working on that.
Okay, all right. So, anything else on advisory groups? We've got a new one. Nick and Liz and Sandy. And there's nothing else, for the good of the order. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion.
Erica, second. Mike, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Thanks,
Thank
Nick.
you.
Good to see you.
Casey.
Bye, Casey, if you're there.